So I think there's weird undertones in what makes marriage. And obviously, like, there's a lot of people that don't want women to marry other women and men to marry other men.
Of course, yeah.
So those parts I don't love, but commitment I do love.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Dom. Welcome back to Dom Meets World. Hope you've been enjoying the podcast. Today on the show, I'm joined by the one and only Lexi Cayla, and we're going to be talking about commitment. Big deal. But first, let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about me, because, you know, it is Dom Meets World, and how I met the world recently. I mean, if we relate it back to commitment, I think, you know, as I'm entering the dating pool again, I have this thing where I'm like, do I commit maybe too quickly? Or am I incapable of, like, just like have fun with it, just like go with the flow, just like feel things out. I'm a big communicator. Like, I need communication, and if somebody else doesn't have that communication off rip, which I feel as though you shouldn't expect off rip for someone to have full communication, tell you what they want. But then on the flip side, I'm like, that's weird to want somebody to tell you what they want in a relationship immediately. I don't know if that's like too much to ask for. Sometimes it's like, if we go on a date, it's like, do you want to hang out again? Like, is like, I'm just like, or is it my job to be bold and try to, like, continue to pursue? Because I've always kind of been like the person where, like, I'm not really a pursuer. It's always just kind of just like happened or came to me, and that kind of sounds arrogant. That's not like what I mean by that. I just mean, like, you know, there's a lot of times where I just sit around and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a relationship now. You know, I'm never like the person to, like, pursue, which I'm trying to change that. I'm trying that out now in the dating world. Is like going after, if I see someone and I'm like, yeah, I want to give this a go. I'm trying to be that person to pursue. So it's a whole new perspective of dating. I'm like, okay, I'm pursuing. At any point, are they going to also pursue something, or is it just like an ongoing chase? And is that healthy, or is that fun? I don't know. Is that playful? Are we having a good time? Because I'm anxious. Is anxiety fun? I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's just where I'm at in dating. It's like, I'm just trying to figure that side of dating out, is like being the person that's like trying to be more bold and step out of my comfort zone, because I feel like I have built up this, like, not character, but sort of this perception of being this, like, shy, awkward guy, which, like, I can be awkward at times, you know, because that's just like my natural, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like the reassurance of knowing that, like, oh, you're just as into me as I am into you, which I think is like, that's not something you should expect every time. I'm learning, but it's just something I'm used to, of, like, just like the other person being like, hey, no, I had a really fun time. It was really cool. Like, I want to see you again. I'm really into you. Yeah, I guess, like, words of affirmation does make sense for me being on a dating show, because you kind of do get that reassurance really quickly. And that doesn't really translate to real life. And I'm not saying, like, I need that reassurance. I don't need it. It would just be nice. Just to know that, like, the effort that I'm putting in is being, like, reciprocated well. Or it's like, it is going towards something. It's not just like I'm just putting all this effort in and, like, it's like, oh no, I never really gave a shit. Like, it's never been that serious. And it's like, oh, I thought it was. my bad, miscommunication. But yeah, I'm still figuring that out. And that's just, like, with everybody, you know, because I'm dating around now, you know, and that's just with everybody. I'm just trying to figure it out. Hopefully I will one day. Who knows? Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the episode. Today, as I mentioned, I'm joined by Lexi. Lexi was just on this season of Netflix's Ultimatum Queer Love, where she gave her partner Ray the ultimatum. A lot went down when Ray was with her trial wife Vanessa, but Lexi and Ray ended up leaving the show engaged. During the reunion, they were still going strong, but after filming, they broke up. And now Lexi is here today to talk about our topic, commitment. Please welcome Lexi to the show.
Thank you. Woo! I'm like, Crowd screaming behind me. I like want my little like walking on stage moment. Oh man, commitment. Yeah, I think I could throw it down with that.
Yeah, you down?
I got it. Yeah, let's go.
Are you committed to talking about commitment?
I am very committed to talking about commitment in a very committed oriented way.
How's everything with you though? Like how's like what's that on your wrist?
It's a watch.
What kind of watch is that?
It's a little Rolly.
Oh, you brought the Rolly to the set?
I did.
You brought the Rolex to the set?
I thought the green vibes were good. You know, green is good.
Nah,
it's good.
I just didn't know you were going to come on here and, you know what I'm saying? You got like the off-whites?
They are.
You got the off-whites with the Rolex. You just thought you just come on my set, just flex a little bit?
I didn't even want to flex. I figured the shoes aren't even in the frame. You know, it was more like I needed a white pair of shoes. Like I was trying to color coordinate. Like I was like, all right, this guy's got style. I want to come in and feel stylish too. Yeah, this little sweater thing you've got on. No, I like cool. It.
I see Netflix has favorites. You know, I see. I'm learning the tiers, the tiers of Netflix. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the bottom right now.
I don't know how high on that tier I am either. You know, I had like a full-time like financial job before this all, so that's where I like saved, made my bread, and got some.
How'd you get into the Netflix family?
Honestly, they reached out through Instagram. Mm-hmm. I had like no intention, nor did I ever think like no show's coming out with a queer show again. They were like, we did one show on MTV, we're all done. And they reached out, and I happened to have been fighting with my ex about commitment. You see what I did there?
It's a good guess. It's a good guess.
And they were like, so are you in a committed relationship, but one person's dragging their feet and the other isn't? And I was like, as a matter of fact, yes. Just had a fight about it today.
How do you bring up the topic of like going on the ultimatum with your partner and being like, hey, I don't like, you won't commit to me, so I'm going to force you to commit to me on national television.
Here I go. I literally called her and I was like, you're going to be really pissed. But I got a message from somebody about relationships that are struggling to commit.
Yeah.
And it fits what we've been having trouble with. And I think we should take a call.
And how'd that go? Like what? Like, do you do the interview process together, I assume?
So I took the first 15-minute call by myself. It was just literally like a suss it out. Are you real? Are you an actual person? Are you a bot that's trying to take my money and make my Instagram a Bitcoin account?
Of course.
And then they were like, all right, we'd like to set up a call with you and your partner. So I called her, was like, hey, this is where we're at. Like, why don't we just see what's going on here? We're struggling right now with some stuff. Mm-hmm. And had that call. Then, I mean, as I'm sure you know, it's like a 700,000 questionnaire about every facet of your life and every emotional trauma you've ever experienced and what makes you look at the sky and think it's blue.
Yeah.
And so
it's those evaluations and questionnaires are like, it's like a novel.
It's ridiculously long, and you each have to fill them out separate. And then we went through the interview process more, did like another casting call. Then we thought the show just like wasn't going to get made because we didn't hear back for like a few months. And then they were like, all right, pack your bags, be here in 14 days. See you in San Diego. And that was that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And how was the experience overall? Like, I guess, because I don't know what it's like going on reality TV with someone that you know.
Yeah.
That like you're, obviously it's your partner. Mm-hmm. Like, how is the experience in a reality show with like cameras are all around?
I think it's like almost deceiving at first because you think you're going to be good because you have an ally there. Yeah. Because you have someone there that loves you and that wants to protect you. And you're like, oh, we got this. Like, we need a little like gut check. Like, I can look over and be like, you good? You good? Cool. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have that on a show like what you went on where you didn't know anybody at first.
Right.
And then you quickly realize that there's 100 cameras around. They will catch everything. You don't get to check in with your partner. You don't get to say, hey, are we good? And then you immediately get thrown into like emotionally charged scenarios. And they're like, have at it.
Yeah.
Just go do your thing. So it's almost worse because you really think you're going to be okay until you realize you're not.
Yeah. I feel like I had that same thing, but I felt like I got comfortable with the cameras at a certain point. Like it almost felt like the camera people just became like, you know, oh, that's just Steve.
Yeah, like, there's Elijah.
Thing.
Like,
it's like, oh, what's up, Steve? You wake up like, oh, Steve, what's going on, bro? Like, you good? Like, you want some cereal?
Mm-hmm. While he's like, put my makeup, I like put my little mic on.
Yeah, we're like hauling this big camera, like, oh, yeah, what's up, Dom? And like, you totally forget that the camera's there.
Yeah, totally. You're like, this isn't even happening. And then there'd be conversations. Mal and I were like a little bit good about using code names when we were talking in the room.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we like had like little pet names for everybody if we wanted to, like, oh, how's your best friend doing? How's so-and-so? how's the athlete going? Like, what's going on there? But even still, like,
Yeah, they'll figure that shit out.
we started really forgetting. Like,
Oh,
we just went into our day. And I remember watching the edit back and being like, man, it was really comfortable
Yeah,
that
it really
day.
got cozy.
Didn't really think about the fact that my hair looks like I hadn't washed it in a week. But, like, cool.
First, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsors today at HelloFresh. When you need dinner fast, don't order delivery. Just think HelloFresh. They're fast and fresh. Recipes are ready in literally under 15 minutes or less, and HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. Guys, did you know that HelloFresh offers more than just incredible dinners? It's now easier than ever to just skip the grocery store run by adding snacks, sides, and more to your weekly HelloFresh order. All you have to do is just shop HelloFresh Market and pick whatever you want from the curated selection of over 100 items. It's really no wonder why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh for me is honestly my favorite date nights because you can impress your date with your cooking skills without having to really like be a chef. You don't got to be the guy from The Bear. You don't have to, have the apron on everything. Everything's mapped out for you. You got your instructions. They got everything down to a T. So it's the perfect date night activity instead of going out. You're saving a whole lot of money. And how do you save a whole lot of money? You go to HelloFresh.com/50DomMeetsWorld and use code 50DomMeetsWorld for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50DomMeetsWorld and use code 50DomMeetsWorld for 50% off plus free shipping. Now on to the show. So what were you doing before the show?
Before the show, I was doing mergers and acquisitions tax consulting.
It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words.
You're going to have to break that down for me.
I basically helped companies change their structure, buy and sell stuff, and
Yeah.
try to pay less taxes. And do it, or I guess in a more advantageous way.
Is that what you took in school?
Yeah, so I did accounting and finance for my undergrad, and then I hustled through grad school for my 4th year, got my master's in business tax. I don't know why I was so like, I'm going to be a tax accountant.
Yeah.
Can't tell you why. Everybody was like, you don't really.
That was like your childhood dream. You're like in kindergarten. They're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to do taxes.
Yeah, like that's what I want to be. No, I actually wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to work on concussion law in the NFL.
When you were a kid, like growing up?
Mm-hmm. Like I just I started to like see what was happening. Like I was a big Patriots fan. So Junior Seau, after like everything went down with him and his concussion protocols, I was like, this is something I could do. I knew people in the space.
Wait, I'm like, at what age? I'm picturing like kindergarten. I'm picturing like a 6-year-old being like, I want to be
I probably was like 12. I probably was like 12.
Okay. But like I'm talking like, what did you want to be when you were like a kid?
When I was a kid? Damn.
Like what did you aspire to be?
Probably a football player.
Football player?
It's like the gayest answer I can give you. I really wanted to be a wide receiver.
That's funny. That's probably what I should have wanted to be.
Like I was like that. Yeah. So I like made my parents take me to like football camps with boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you were a wide receiver?
Yeah.
Is that what you started off as?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I did.
Did you have a touchdown celebration?
I don't think I ever had a touchdown celebration. I probably did like a little of the Gronk smash.
Oh, you just like.
I'm just not a dancer. So I don't know if like a dance was in the cards for me. I wanted to like gain respect amongst boys. So I was like Hulk smash.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like a little choreographed dance.
Yeah. You like a little
touchdown.
spin and everybody's like dancing around it.
Yeah, or like, the bowling ball and everyone's standing and they fall or whatever like that.
Okay, I like that.
That should have been my dream when I was a kid.
What was your dream?
My mom always talks about this because she was like, she wasn't pissed, but she was like, what the f? Because in school, everyone's like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be an athlete, I want to be a musician. I want to be a bus driver.
Yeah.
Really badly.
Okay.
I thought the bus driver was like the sickest dude.
I mean.
A woman, like, period. I was like, everybody, you just drive this bus, like, you're so cheerful. Like, to me, the bus driver at that age was like the most popular person in the world.
It starts your day.
Yeah.
It's like the way to start the day, and it's the most exciting part of the end of the school day.
Yeah.
I get it.
And he drops you home, picks you up, and like, driving buses is sick. I was like, you want to be a bus driver? like my child's aspirations is to be a bus driver?
I'd be like, my child wants to be a goddamn bus driver. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, snaps.
Yeah. And then I went to school for English, and I was like, and then I was like, I want to do music. And then she's like, all right, what's next? Dating show. She's like, where is this going? Like, what?
Yeah, like, give me a lane.
Yeah, like, what is the trajectory here? What are you, after dating, what are you going to do? Podcast. Awesome. What are you going to talk about? Dating. Okay, so a lot of stuff around dating, single.
How's your day?
At what point does all this dating stuff lead to you actually being with somebody and committing?
Is your mom like ready for you to have kids?
That's how I did that.
Oh, you did.
That's how I did that.
Smooth operator.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They call me the segue savant.
I like that.
That's what they call me in the streets nowadays.
Segue savant.
Yeah. See how I came up with that, man?
Yeah, that was quick.
It's nice. Yeah.
That was good. I like that.
What's your daily life like right now?
My dating life.
Dating?
I'm big time dating.
Big time dating.
Big time dating. I'm in a whole ass committed relationship.
Oh, you're dating someone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. When you said big time dating, I'm like, oh, you're just like.
Oh no, I'm
you're on
not.
A rotation.
I would be
you got a
awful.
roster going.
I've never had a roster. I think I'd be an awful roster holder.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. I'm like a lover. I'm like the type of person where I'm such an intentional dater. Where if we've gone on a date, I'm like already trying to figure out what the rest of our life is gonna look like. Like let's go serial monogamous.
You know what I'm saying? Love bomb, baby.
Oh, we're love bombers over here.
Love bombers, baby.
Like you got, like
we dropping them,
like we're
dropping them joints. Bang, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, love you, love you.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get married.
I literally.
Why am I talking to you if I'm not trying to get married right now?
Literally, that's my whole point. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Like those people that are like, yeah, like I see them once every month. I'm like, for what?
Yeah, we're just feeling things out right now. Nah. Pass.
No, I'm like, I'm going to take you on a date tomorrow and then we're going to talk about our future. Yeah. And like, if we're not throwing it down soon, we're not throwing it down at all.
What's throwing it down mean?
Like, making commitments. Like, I don't want, stepping out to commitment. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you did.
Like, I don't want to be messing around with people that are like messing around in 12 different directions. Like, I support it. Like, I love that life for whoever wants to live it. But I'm like, if we're doing us, like, we're going to do us.
So you're just like committed right out the gate.
Yeah, like I can only really date one person at a time.
Is that how it worked with like your recent? Are they the same way?
We were best friends. No, she was not. She had more like, I don't want to say like, she wasn't like a player or anything, but she definitely wanted to feel out a situation really like thoroughly before she decided if it was one to commit to. Mm-hmm. She's like the type of person that could like date somebody for 2 years before it being a relationship. And I'm like, if we're dating for 2 years, I'm convinced we're getting married.
Yeah.
So, I've already probably looked at rings. Yeah. So what are we doing?
Are you at what point do you commit? Or do you raise the conversation of like, this is it for me?
I've done it at like a month before. I've definitely done it. That didn't work well. That was actually with my ex-fiance. Mm-hmm. So I asked her to be my girlfriend at like the month mark. And she respectfully told me no.
Oh.
She's like...
Will you be my girlfriend?
No.
Nah.
I was like, okay, cool. And she had her reasonings for why. She was like, I want us to be in love if we're going to be official. And I was like, all right, player, like I'm already in love, but I'll just keep that to myself for a few more months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I committed to my girlfriend now really quickly, but we also had a really unique situation. We were living together before we started dating in a 1-bedroom apartment. I know. It's like a little messed up.
Wait, what? Where were you all sleeping?
In the bed.
Together?
Yes. But like not like that. Just like sleeping
in like sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, we were like, this makes perfect sense. We're best friends. Like.
And then one day y'all just in bed like,
it was like tequila.
Yeah.
It was like we went out and then we had tequila and then we woke up and we were like, oh shit.
Did you have a feeling that was going to happen? Like.
None.
There was like no kind of like inkling or feeling or like.
Not even like the most
it just,
like minute
just happened,
feeling.
Just out of nowhere.
Like we never looked at each other like that. Like, when you connect with somebody and you're like, this is a person that's going to be in my life forever. Yeah. I like had that with her and I'm like, all right, cool. You're going to be a friend for life. Like I'll ride for you, which I do for my friends. I'm the same way with Mal. Like 2 minutes into meeting her, I was like, you're going to be somebody to protect forever.
Yeah.
And so we were super close. But it just like never was like that. Like we both were with different people. Like our friendship got really serious, but it was never like, oh, like I mean, obviously I can appreciate an attractive person.
Yeah.
But it was never like, yeah, we're gonna get down like that. So and then we got drunk and then we blacked out and then woke up and we were like, we should never do this again. Like ever.
And then it was like, we should do it again.
I was like, I'm already in love.
Yeah.
What are we
should never do this again.
And she was like, no, we need to take 3 weeks off. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
3
like,
weeks?
yeah, just let me just like, I was like, all right, you want to take 3 weeks off? I was like, I'm going to snuggle you every night. And then I'm going to convince my way back in because I'm already obsessed.
Manipulation. Let's go, baby.
Like,
Let's
healthy
go. That's what I'm
shit.
talking about.
I was like, I'm going to get you back.
Yeah.
And then obviously I won her over with like all of the like.
Love bombing manipulation tactics.
I was
you know
like,
what
I'm going to
saying?
take you out
Gaslight
to
the shit,
dinner.
Yeah.
I literally. We just went in very different directions. I was like, no. I was like,
Oh,
hey,
no. You were
I'm
like.
taking you out tonight.
Oh, my fault.
Well, because like a lot of girls like don't know how to be treated like properly. I think a lot of women like are really good with settling for nothing.
Mhm.
And then like really good people come around. Like I'll say the one thing as I watched your show and I was like, oh, this guy like cares. Like he's like throwing his heart down. Like he's the type of guy that takes you out to dinner and like treats you properly and like respects you. And looks at you as more than just like somebody that's cool to walk in a room with.
That man is dead now.
That man is dead. He's gone.
That man is dead and gone.
Shit.
Like a Justin Timberlake and Timberland song.
Ooh. Oh no. Well, I really like I thought that was I think that's a cool thing that you did there. But I hope you come back to it at some point. I don't know.
I'd be trying. Like
yeah.
I want to, but I just feel like I don't know what it is sometimes. And this sounds like such like I'm the nice guy and I finish last type of deal. But I'm just like somebody who like I'm very, like you said, commitment off base. Like if I like you, it's like I want to create memories with you. It's like
no, let's do all the things.
Yeah, let's do all the things. Like what's like a grandiose thing? Let's just go diving. Let's go deep sea diving. Second date.
Like build memories
together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What haven't you done? Let's do it. Like that's just the type of person I am.
We did.
You know?
We went to Coachella for like one of our like third or fourth dates, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But we just did a festival for a whole day together. And I was like, listen, I get that we were friends before, but like we're now walking into this as lovers. And like, if you can just throw down and have fun with me in the middle of like a bunch of dirt listening to music, like that's a core memory. Like we're going to build that together and we're going to look back on that.
Yeah, I just like create memories. But I feel like I'm always like I'm always like, is it too much? Like, am I like, you know what I mean?
I think it
like,
won't be for the right person.
That's how I view it.
Yeah.
But where the is that right person?
I know. We need to like outsource right now for you. I feel like I want to like instill hope because I also felt that way. I was like, yo, I'm giving so much to people who don't deserve it. And then I feel like what my girlfriend and I have talked about is it's like, if we had met and done this whole thing 3 years ago, she would have chewed me up and spit me out and then sent me into like a garbage disposal with a broken heart and like a million pieces.
Nice.
But
very descriptive. Good imagery.
Thank you. I try. For the writer in you, the English major.
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn, and I have no idea what that means other than the Instagram account that I follow. It gives me Capricorn memes.
I was getting water. I was really hoping you were a Cancer.
So my ex is a Cancer.
Right.
And then my girlfriend's a Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My little brother's a Capricorn. We're like best friends.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I lied. Whoa, 19.
He's 19?
Yeah.
He's going to be 20.
He's going to be 20.
Okay.
Yeah. We get along great. I was just curious because you were giving me like we have similar love language expressive things.
I think my like moons and things, like if we did our co-stars, they aren't like super Capricorny.
Yeah.
Like I was born in it, but I have like moons and suns and other stuff that I think makes sense. But
I'm dive into this. What's your partner now?
She's a Scorpio.
Oh, you said she's a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. So she's like super emotionally like driven, very empathic. Wants to like really get to know you. Like she'll start asking questions about like, where do you think that comes from? And I'm like, don't analyze me. That's for my therapist and my therapist only.
Are you a sensitive person? Emotional?
Yeah.
Or feel like you're pretty grounded?
I'm like grounded, but like I'll trust you right off the bat. So when it hurts harder. Mm-hmm. I think that's my thing. Like I really do give like blind loyalty and trust.
That's that blind loyalty, baby.
We're love bomber. We're setting ourselves up for failure.
Yeah. I love this. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I'm like, I trust until I'm given a reason not to trust anymore.
And even sometimes then, I'll still give you more trust than you probably deserve, which I think I've been trying to work on. Like I'm trying to vocalize more in my life when something hurts me. Mm-hmm. And to say like, I trusted you to not break that. And you did. And if I'm going to build that again, like, you need to know that, like, you don't just still have all the trust. Like, that's gone now, and we need to work to build it.
Yeah. So I guess, like, we already spoke about this, about, like, you just want to get married. Like, if we're not trying to get married, then what are we doing? But do you find yourself, I don't know, maybe after the show, like, willing to take things more slowly?
I think if you asked me in the middle of my breakup, I would have been like, it's going to be years before I do this shit again. Like, I was not down. I thought I was going to need a lot of time. I think we don't talk about it enough as people who, like, had failed engagements on the show, like me and Mal, but at least for me, there was, like, an embarrassment to it. It was like, man, like, this now goes on my roster or my resume of, like, shit I did, which is, like, a failed engagement. And I have to be really honest about that, because I felt a lot of shame about it. Like, giving my dad the ring back, sitting with my family and explaining to them that my, like, version of the next 50 years of my life was going to change, because it wasn't going to be with that person and that life and the place that we were planning on living, like, all of that. And so I think at the time I was like, yo, this is going to have to change a little. And then I fell in love again, and I was like, Mom, Dad, we looked at rings. What are we doing? It's like, she wants X carat ring, round, whatever. So yeah, I think it's not that I'm, like, itching to get married, but when I find the right person, like, I'm very much willing to commit. Word of the day. Word of the day. And so I just, like, I found my person who, like, doesn't have any hesitancies and is very much like, you're it for me. Like, we're going to run this forever. And there's nobody that'll fill your shoes. And I couldn't agree more. So whenever that means we get married, we get married. But I got the commitment that I think I was missing more than the marriage of it, you know?
Right.
Like, I wasn't missing being married in my last relationship. I just was missing being committed to.
What would be, because I'm just speaking on marriages, side quest. We're going on a side quest right now. Ideal marriage, like wedding. Like, are you like a winter wonderland, like a fall destination wedding?
I'm like not too hot, maybe in the fall with some good lighting, like a backyard intimate wedding. Not to say it's not going to be beautiful, but, like, I don't want to look back at my wedding and not remember what happened and spent so much time catering to people that didn't matter when it was meant to, like, celebrate my commitment to someone.
So intimate wedding.
Yeah, like, intimate wedding.
Like, for close friends, family.
Yeah, just, like, the people that matter. Like, I don't need to have some super big thing with 40 bridesmaids and I'm, like, crying through the morning because I'm so stressed. Like, I want to enjoy. At some point, I want to put sneakers and sweatpants on.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's convinced me that we should have, like, 4 super fly outfit changes.
Ooh.
It's a style occasion. I think she cares more about the style, and I agree. Like, we should look fly. I don't want to be super restricted in, like, some foo-foo wedding dress.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun.
My best friend got married last year, and I was the best man. And I was, like, thinking about my wedding. I'm like, I'm gonna cry like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like I was crying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at my homie right beside me, and his wife comes out. I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's my boy right there. That's my boy. I was like, yo, she look beautiful, bro. He's like, yo, are you good? I'm like,
no.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, fine, bro. Like, I'm just happy you my dog for real. Like, I'm like,
oh yeah, then you're gonna be in tears. I agree. I'm like, I better have the best waterproof makeup on, or, like, none. And just, it's going to be a sob fest for the beginning, and then it's going to be a rager.
Yeah. I'm, like, back and forth. There's, like, one side of me that's, like, I want, like, the piano player playing, and then I want, like, to look at my wife walk down the aisle, and I'm just, like, tearing up, and it's just, like, real emotional. But then the flip side of me is, like, it would be mad ill if, like, my wife walked down the aisle with, like, just, like, a bottom set of grills to, like, Waka Flocka, and the entire, like, chapel was, like,
bouncing.
I go hard in the motherfucking like, I was,
yeah,
I was like,
separate vibes. I think it's gonna depend on your girl. Like, I feel like she's gonna dictate.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna, like, well, I'm like, that's how I know I found the one.
What are you gonna wear? Are you, like, thinking super traditional suit, or are you gonna, like, fly out?
Oh no, it's gonna be different. Like, I don't know. There's so many ways I want to take it. It's like emo goth wedding. You know what I mean? Like Tim Burton-esque. Everyone just comes, like, mad goth.
Okay.
And it's like, welcome to the Black Parade plays.
Yeah, like black wedding dress. That would be fire.
That'd be insane. That'd be crazy.
Like, why does it have to be what everybody else makes it?
Yeah, no, it would definitely be different. Like there's something that's like very rom-com-y about like the classic wedding, but I was like either emo goth wedding or we're coming out in like grills, throwback NBA jerseys, like hoodies.
Like you're wearing, what are you wearing? What's your throwback
goon
jersey?
mask.
Are you doing
That'd be
Jordan?
crazy.
Are you going Kobe? Like
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Pippen?
Like getting married in like a ski mask with grills. And they're
ski
like,
mask girls jerseys.
you may now kiss your thug. Like, and then like,
it's like
me and my wife,
it's like a masculine veil.
Yeah.
I understand. I see the vision.
You may now kiss your criminal partner. And then we just go like rob people afterwards.
Yeah, just like pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Take it like a nice car that like bounces up and down, like something fun.
Some hydraulics. Ooh. What kind of car you whipping? I see that Rolex.
I have a
Jeep.
Jeep.
The off-white.
I have a Jeep. A pink Jeep.
What kind of Jeep?
It's a Wrangler.
You got a Jeep Wrangler? Pink?
It's pink. Like the
Jeep
color
Wrangler.
of your nails.
Yeah. Did you get that for the Barbie movie? Or
It's been like a forever passion project of mine.
That's good. You
always wanted a pink Jeep.
A pink Jeep Wrangler and some off-whites and a Rolex. You hiring?
Am I hiring?
You hiring?
I don't know. What type of talents are you offering?
I don't know. What are you hiring for? I can read. I can write.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you come up with some like witty captions?
For your IG?
Yeah.
Done. Show me a picture right now.
Okay.
Give me a photo.
Give you a photo. Damn.
My caption game is crazy. Just go on your camera roll.
Did you see what I feel like I had a good caption. I feel like yesterday I had a good caption. I said, I ain't a chef, but Boyardee's picks fresh. Is that like the level you're going on? Higher or lower?
I even look at the upholstery over here. Like that's crazy. Did y'all know it was like double stitched? Like the carpet was like that's like actually like handcrafted. That's crazy. What?
Yeah. I don't know. It was like a midnight thought.
Nah, that's cool. Like that's like, like yeah.
I'm a little geeky.
It's a bar. It's words.
It's words.
Yeah. That caption is fire on mute.
He's like, let me roast you right now.
Do not let her cook. Turn the stove off.
Away.
Back to dating.
Yes.
Back to dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask the question.
Ask the question.
I got a question. This is what everybody wants to know.
Everybody needs
This is, you know what I'm saying? We signed the contract. We got to answer the question sometimes. But this is what I like to do when I have reality people on, because I know how it is sometimes with like talking about, gossip and tea and all that, whatever. I'll let you read the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll let you read the question and then you can answer it.
Let me get into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my first time. You were really good at the teleprompter.
You can just see what's highlighted.
Mm-hmm. All right. Dom would like to ask me, what caused you and Ray to break up? Dun dun dun. I created the sound effect after.
Thank you. Yeah, it really sets the tone.
Give it a little comedic effect.
Yeah.
What caused the breakup?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think it was multiple things. As you know from reality shows, like they're going to show not even a percentage of what goes on when you're on set.
Of course.
And when you're filming on a set like San Diego, like you can go out, you can do whatever you want at night. You have your whole entire own personal life. So there's decisions that you make outside of just the show that affect me. And there's treatment of people. Like everybody gets to decide how they're going to treat people. I personally am the type of person that's like, I will ride for my people. I will ride for anybody that's underrepresented, anybody that doesn't get a fair shot in this community. And we should treat everybody equally. Mm-hmm. So when I see people that don't do that and people that tolerate that behavior, like that type of decision making affects me in the long run. Mal's family to me, treat Mal equally. I'm Jewish, like treat me with equality, like respect who I am, my religion. I'm gay, like respect that. Mm-hmm. And there's certain people that tolerate behaviors from others that I don't agree with. And when I'm looking for like a lifelong partner, that has to be a consideration no matter how much commitment I've made to you. Mm-hmm. Like if you're not going to show up for me, for my people, and protect us in the way that I need to be or that my family needs to be, then it probably shouldn't be forever. And so I think it was like a big combination of like stuff that happened on the show outside of filming, stuff that happened on the show that was filmed that doesn't make the cut.
Right, yeah.
And stuff that was filmed on the show that does make the cut. and a lot of conversations that were had over the year after we filmed. And like, how are you going to better show up for people? And there was promises that were made that weren't kept. You know, I'm going to be better in this way. I'm going to show up differently. I'm going to learn. I'm going to educate myself. And that didn't happen. And so as much as I would have loved to not have a failed engagement and have a marriage with the person that I committed to in front of 1 million plus people on TV, sure, it's not, it's not right. I want the type of person that's always going to speak up for their people.
Yeah. So it's just like a matter of what I'm getting. It's like a mixture of like actions not matching like the words that are being said.
Yeah. Actions not matching, actions that I don't agree with, actions that I didn't consent to. Like we all know obviously that like my ex hooked up with somebody on the show, but there's more, there's more to that person's character. There's more to, who she hooked up with on the show, things that she did off camera. And like out of respect for our relationship, for the good that was there, like I don't feel like it's my piece to speak on it. I'd rather speak on like the things that people can learn moving forward. But yeah, like people did some really questionable stuff on that set. And it doesn't always make the cut. And when people tolerate those people that do really questionable things, I question them. Yeah.
You're very much like, I respect that too. Like you have like a code and you have like something that you stand for and you stand by, and it's like you don't tolerate somebody that doesn't have that same sort of like moral, what's the word I'm thinking of? Moral compass.
Yeah. Like, and if I'm in a room, and we're on a show together and somebody says some wild ass shit about you or about the color of your skin or about the way you present in the world or the way you look or feel, like I don't stand for that.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a hard line for me.
Yeah.
And
you're going to speak up and you're going to say something. You're not just going to let it slide. Because when you let it slide, you're part of the problem.
And we're not like, hey, homie, when we walk into a scene together. Just because like, it's not worth like forgoing who I am or what I believe in.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always make the cut on these shows.
Yeah.
Because it's not like light and airy and fun and dating and drama. It's like real problems.
And do you think that's like a matter of like, that's who these people really are? Or are they just trying to like do that because the camera's on, they're trying to make it a little further, they're trying to appease that world
and
not ruffle feathers in that world?
I think there's both. There's ignorance, like just straight up ignorance.
And I'm not saying like it's right to do that. Yeah. I just because I understand what you're saying, because there is this sort of like, you're not this person when the camera's on as if they're off the camera.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for me, is like, I remember there was a lot of times where even if I had a problem with someone, it wasn't like, I'm not going to wait for the cameras to come on or the cameras to follow me. It's like, no, I'm just going to address this problem, or I'm going to let you know something that this is how I feel. It's like, I'm not going to wait or hold on to something until the moment's right to like make a big scene.
Yeah. Because it's not a strategy. It's our life. And it's like the way we want to walk through life, not the way we want to walk through TV.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think there's a difference, right, between like ignorance on camera or just people acting a fool on camera. Mm-hmm. But when people show up ignorant off camera, then I'm like, like you said some stuff when a camera was in your face, didn't think that was wrong. And then, I catch you saying some stuff ignorant off camera, and you didn't even think about that. So I was like, you're not even putting on a show to get a rise out of anybody on camera. You just don't know.
This is just who you are.
Yeah. And so then, like, I think there's that. And then there's the other people that know when somebody's being ignorant and are like, not a big deal to me. Or I'm going to front like it's all good when we're on camera to get ahead.
Yeah.
But then when we're off camera, I'm going to speak how I really feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do, like no judgment. You handle reality TV however you want to. But my like the come up to me isn't worth you letting people slide on really bad behavior. Yeah. Like anti-Semitism, racism, sexism, homophobia, like any of that stuff. It just should never fly.
Nah, all that shit. Like the minute I hear anybody even semi dive into that realm, it's like shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Shut that shit down immediately. It's like there's no, you slip of the tongue. It's like no. Like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what we're doing. We're all adults here. Mm-hmm. Like, so I completely understand where you're coming from. And especially when somebody's actions match up on camera and off camera, because there were moments where like similar thing where like people would do things on my show and then you have a conversation off camera and it's like, okay, like I like,
Yeah.
and you get to know them off camera. It's like, okay, you're not that person. You were just embellishing because
Right.
the cameras are on or whatever.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you like want to put on the show.
Yeah, and you want to be that.
But it's like, no, you
person.
violenced me on camera, and then you violenced my friend off camera.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's when it's like, okay, this
Yeah.
is just, when the pattern keeps on going, it's like, okay, you're just.
Yeah, you're just like maybe anti-Semitic or racist
Yeah.
or just like ignorant in general.
Yeah.
And then you want to pop up on like a Netflix article and be like, I don't know what happened and how our relationship or friendship went so wrong. And it's like, no, you do. You're just going to hide behind like the edit that you knew, like they're never going to, not to say they're never going to air, but
Yeah.
it's hard to air controversial moments because
Oh
like
yeah, of course.
cancel culture is like a really big thing and like death threats, and you never want people to be afraid for their life.
Yeah.
Bad people, like still, not to say they deserve, like, but they don't deserve to feel scared for their life
Yeah.
just because they're ignorant.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like you have to handle these things with care, but at the same time, it's like, hey, at least do the work on the side.
Yeah. It's
You
like,
know?
it's like when that stuff happens, it's like, at least address it.
Yeah.
All right. So you ready to commit to the bit?
Oh yeah, I'm committed.
Commit to the commitment topic.
I'm fully committed to this
All right,
topic.
Let's get into it.
All right.
So we touched on this a bit, but like, have you, throughout every dating experience, throughout every relationship, have you constantly just always been that person that was like the first to commit?
Yes. Always.
That was the quickest. Yes.
Literally always
Next question.
committed. Yes. What else do you have for me? No, I just feel like, again, I always date super intentional. And so it's like, I'll commit and I'll throw it down. If there's a reason to not do that anymore, then we can walk away from it. But until we get to that point, like I'm dating you thinking that like this will be the next 50, 60 years of my life. It's not like, oh my God, I know this is my person. I'm not like romanticizing it.
But I'm putting the work in.
Yes. It's all about the work.
Once I've made a decision, it's like, it's not like, yeah, it's like, no. Like commitment to me is like, I'm committed to working on this.
Yeah.
I'm committed to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever, like you can trust me.
Yes.
Essentially,
like you go do your
I'm here.
thing. You don't need to worry about me.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And I think that's the part that people miss is like commitment. Immediately, you get this idea of like rings and
Yeah.
which is like, yeah, also, yeah, I'll marry you like on the spot or whatever like that. But more so for me, it's like, no, I'm willing to put the work in. Like with my ex that I had for like, we dated for like 4 years. Like
Mhm.
I remember like we were just at a coffee shop. It was like 3 weeks in. It was like our like third or fourth date, and we're like having a coffee at this cafe, and I just like stopped. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm good. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, this good.
Yeah.
I'm set.
We're like, we're done.
I'm like,
It's a wrap.
yeah, this is a wrap. Like
Mhm.
we can apps deleted, cut. This
Gone.
person gone. Whatever. When do you want to move in? Like,
Literally. Like
yeah.
you have space for me. Like I have space for you in my home.
Yeah, it was like
In my home, in my heart, in my life, like all of it.
yeah, I was like, and then by the next time she came over, it was like I had a toothbrush and whatever. Whenever she stayed, it was like everything is here for you. I got it. Like
Because those details are important. Like it makes people feel comfortable and safe to like explore a relationship fully, as opposed to what I think most people do, which is the fuck around shit, where you don't know who to trust. You feel like you're constantly playing games. And then it's like, how do you expect for that time to help you build something material
yeah,
when you're constantly wondering like who they're out with, what they're doing, who they're texting, who's in their DMs, because your whole relationship is built on like head games.
yeah. The head games, don't understand them.
I don't get them. I don't want to play them.
But I keep playing them.
Yeah.
I keep. It's like,
He
it's
is.
like- it's
this
like
is a shame.
it's like this game of Candyland. They just keep getting me involved, and they're just like, "Here's your piece, come play."
Like it's like what
And I'm
like
like,
what
okay.
like what's the worst game you're playing? Like are you like playing the like, oh, I don't text you back for X amount of hours game? Like what do
All
you
the games.
you're just playing
I
them
don't
all.
like. I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm like,
You've got like Monopoly, Scrabble, like Twister, you got it all.
like for example, recently. Long story short,
Mhm.
friends of friends or whatever like that. We're
Yeah.
all like, staying, and she stays with like a bunch of my friends or whatever, and I was chilling there, and then she came, and then she's like, "All right, I'm going to sleep. Good night." And then she just like goes upstairs to her room, and I'm like, "Okay," didn't say goodbye to me or whatever like that. And I was like, all right, good night. She's like, well, come up here. And I'm like, well, what?
Why couldn't you just say, hey, do you want to come to my
Yeah,
room?
just like, come along. Like I don't like.
I'm not a mind reader.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, I am a large man. Like, I am a large. I'm just not just gonna storm into your room.
Just
Good night.
assume.
You walk in, and I'm just like, all right,
Hey.
like, dude,
Kick the door down.
knew you wanted me here.
See, like, it's presumptuous.
Yeah, it's like, knew you wanted to fucking cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. Like, I'm just like, I don't know.
Like,
You know
what if she just like didn't, and then you're just like
Yeah,
in there
yeah,
and
like, if you,
cuddling,
like,
and she's
If
uncomfortable.
I didn't say anything, I would have just left and been like, why didn't you come? And it's like, what? This is your room.
Speak your piece.
Communication.
Yes.
Do you ever find that you commit for like too long?
Yes. My last relationship. What's up?
Yes.
No, I mean, it's no shade, but yeah, I definitely like committed too long. Like, you look back and you see the red flags. Like, hindsight's 2020.
Mhm.
But there was definitely things that were happening in our relationship that weren't working. And it's not to say like she's a bad person or I'm a bad person, but we weren't aligned.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't lining up on certain like social issues. We weren't lining up on commitment. We weren't lining up on timeline. And so the amount of fights we had about like, well, who's going to compromise to the other person's timeline? It's like, maybe you should be in something where you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Where your compromises are, do we get like coffee mugs with designs on them or black coffee mugs? Like, as opposed to like, do I get a drawer or half of the closet? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, those are the types of things now where I'm like, it maybe made sense. We
Mhm.
probably shouldn't have gone on a show where we ever had to issue an ultimatum.
Yeah.
I really don't ever want to have to do that again in a relationship. So yeah, I think I commit too long because I create the like vision in my head of what this is going to look like and how we're going to support and help each other. And I'm going to make you this great thing. You're going to make me this great thing. But like, I'm pushing for this whole thing I've created in my head.
Yeah. Do you think that's just like, rose-colored glasses, or is it just like a lack of communication? Like, for example, with like the playing games, it's like, that isn't me trying to say like this other person's playing
Yeah.
games, because like I'm giving into the games and I'm playing them too. I'm like, okay, you took 4 hours, I'm gonna take 4 hours. You know what I mean? And it's like, I remember like my friend goes, why don't you just like ask her like what's going on? Like, just ask her like what she wants, whatever. I'm like, well, I literally said, I'm like, well, no, because that just makes me seem like I'm really into this right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, listen to what you're saying. I'm like, true, yeah, wow. I'm just kind of just throwing therapy out the window completely at this point to play these games.
You're like who therapy who? Didn't know her.
Yeah.
Never met her.
I think commitment goes hand in hand with just like communication.
Yeah, I think there's a part of it where I try to be respectful of other people's past experiences and trauma.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I get that you're maybe playing a game for now, but is that going to evolve into something better? Is there maybe an ex that really just put you through the ringer? So you need to see a little more upfront from me. So I've got to give you a little more now and play this game for you so you feel safe.
Exactly.
Before you feel actually safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people talk about feeling safe in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
Like, you find safety there because it's all you've ever known. Like, when you don't know and experience comfort often, you're like, yeah, I feel really uncomfortable in this dynamic that we have where we wait 5 hours to text each other and I don't know what you're doing this week and maybe we'll hang out or maybe we won't or maybe I'll see you at a bar. Like, ooh.
It's my favorite game to play.
Yeah.
When am I going to see you next?
Yeah. Like,
Who knows?
So I think it's a balancing act. I try to like be empathetic of both. So I don't think it's like super like romanticized rose-colored glasses. I think part of it's patience and maybe giving like too much patience.
Yeah. I saw this like Drake interview,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did you watch that one?
I didn't.
Of him in the bed, whatever. But he said like, they asked him like, do you ever see yourself getting married? And he's like, marriage is like a thing of like ancient times. Like, and sometimes I do think about that. I'm like, well, like, it's kind of just like a paper. Like, if we're living together and we've been together for a while and we're committed to each other, it's like, what does the ring kind of add to that? What is the celebration? Like, I guess like you can celebrate your love, but what does the paper and the ring kind of add to that?
Yeah, I think you're totally right. It was like created back when people lived to be 26 and like I'm 26 now. So you only had to be married for like 5 to 8 years, you know, and it was like creepy as is because you were starting that thing when you were like 15, 16. So yeah, I think the concept's ancient and there's parts of it that I think are really antiquated, like the property side of it where it's like you're giving somebody away and the, you know, the girl proposes to the guy, and I think
that actually does sound kind of crazy when you say it out loud.
Yeah,
that does.
It's a little wild.
I remember watching my best friend's wife, and her dad's like, "Here you go." And now like, you say that, I'm like, yeah. Why is that? Why is that part of the concept?
Yeah, it's weird.
Why is that part of the?
Because women were property. No, I mean, like,
for real. Nah, you spitting like
we're doing it. Like that's what it was.
Signal just.
It's
clicked.
here's my property. You write me a check. This is transactional. Shake, shake. Let's go.
Yeah.
But
let's switch it around. I'll be the property.
But I will say, like, being somebody that proposed, there was something about committing to somebody in this like grand gesture way, like not it being this huge grand gesture, like $1 million. It doesn't have to cost a ton of money, but hey, I'm fully giving a commitment to you. Yeah. Like, this is it. You're my person. And whether or not that materializes in a wedding or just a lifelong commitment, I think that's the part of it that I love. But yeah, some of the really traditional elements of it, I'm kind of like, ugh, like, why do we white feels so sterile to wear. It feels very like virginity type stuff. And so I think there's weird undertones in what makes marriage. And obviously, like, people don't really, there's a lot of people that don't want women to marry other women and men to marry other men.
Of course, yeah.
So those parts I don't love, but commitment I do love.
If you want to love whoever you want to love, you do that shit.
You just do it to your heart.
That was mad motivational.
Yeah. Do it like your heart's beating out of your chest.
I should
hold that mic. And
I should talk at rallies. You want to love who you love? You can do that shit. All right, cool. Like, that just changed everyone's mind. Every state is like, damn, Dom kind of spin.
He's right.
He's right.
What do
we should give them rights. They should get. Oh. Thank you, Dom. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Shit, bro. Yeah, love, bro. Yeah. And they're like, damn, yeah. That. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Just that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
The world is fixed.
Peace.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if it was that easy?
Yeah, that's all it took.
Hey, like, just treat people equally. If you get to get married, they get to get married.
Whoa, mind-boggling. Whoa, if this person loves this other person, it doesn't affect you whatsoever. Wow. Whoa, it has nothing to do with you. Let's go crazy. Dude, I saw the funniest thing the other day. It was like this guy that went to this Trump rally, and they were all like anti-gay. Mm-hmm. And he was like asking these ironic questions of like, man, don't you just gay people, they have that flag that they just always have around, and as they have this like giant "Make America Great Again" flag,
literally,
and they're like, yeah, they have this flag, and it's like the irony in this.
It's so ironic.
The irony.
It's just like, we're gonna do this. We want to do whatever we want to do, say whatever we want to say, and be able to do everything we want to do, but you don't get to do that.
Yeah, it's like just basic human rights.
And we're gonna shove it down your throat. But if you so much as try to have a rainbow sticker anywhere within a 10-mile radius of us.
Like, yo, how does a rainbow piss you off that much?
Like, literally, it's such a beautiful, inspiring, wonderful thing.
Yeah. Like, once upon a time, you wanted to find the end of it and get a pot of gold.
Yeah. And now it's heinous.
And now you're like, whoa, this is associated with people with the same sex kissing. Nah, I can't look. Yeah. Look, a rainbow. No!
It's burning my eyes. Oh. I'm melting.
Yeah. The color wheel.
No, Roy G. Biv, it's broken.
Prime colors, throw me off. Are you ready to do some fan questions?
Ready. Nervous, but ready.
We're gonna do some fan questions. Some people came in hot for you.
Good.
All right, so let's get comfy.
Let's do it.
Let's get cozy. Intertwine the legs.
Yeah. I go over you.
Yeah, like
okay,
that.
Cool,
like we're good.
Cool.
Like show off.
Right.
Yeah, show off your like off whites.
Oh my God.
All right. First question: why is Lexi so gorgeous?
Really prepared me for this. Like, I was about to get
why you bad? Like, why are you outside with you? What's up?
I feel like it's all about confidence. It's all about feeling good about yourself. I feel like there was parts of the time when I was on the show where I was really like anxious or depressed, or I didn't like the way I looked. Mm-hmm. And being in the gym, eating healthy, maintaining good practices, like that immediately makes you feel better. And I feel like when you feel good about yourself, like, it's easy to feel like you walk through life looking better.
Yeah. Feel good, look good.
Feel good, look good. Look good, feel good.
Do you have a skincare routine?
I have no skincare routine. I actually just
Really?
posted about this yesterday because I was like, guys, I think it's time I get a skincare routine. I feel like it's an adult thing to do. Like, I feel like men and women should all take care of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
I just have never known how.
Yeah.
I'm like a Dove soap, Cetaphil sometimes kind of girl. I know, it's awful. So if you have a skincare routine,
I'm gonna put you on.
send it.
I'm gonna put you on.
Okay.
Put you onto my cleanser.
Ooh.
You gotta cleanse twice.
Do you tone?
Oh yeah, but you only tone I tone like 2 times a week. You can't do it too much.
This is an evolved man.
At nighttime, you don't want to do it in the morning time. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to affect because like the UV rays or whatever.
I got you.
So like I tone 2 times a week. Then you gotta get a serum, right?
Ooh.
And it depends on your skin type. Like if you're acne prone, you gotta get a salicylic acid. That's the one that starts with an S.
Okay.
But if you have like really dry skin and you're not acne prone, you want to get the hydrolog acid.
Wow.
I'm not good with words, but you want to get one of those ones.
Okay.
I put some of that on, right? I use that every day. Then you get your moisturizer of your choice. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you into. But what I like to do is I add a little bit of rosehip seed oil to that for a little bit of extra moisturize. You know what I'm saying? Get that glow.
Wow.
Get that glow. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And here's the key right here. Here's the key. When you apply the moisturizer with the oil, a lot of people go crazy with the rubbing. You don't want to do that. All you gotta do, press.
Oh.
Press.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It gonna work itself out. It gonna work itself out.
We should go do a facial day. Let's go do a facial day.
I got you. So yeah, we'll work on that skincare routine. You know what I'm saying?
Deal.
We'll have a skincare day. We'll work on that.
Deal.
Ready for the next question?
Yes.
What is something you fear you will never overcome?
I'm worried I'll never feel safe, like financially and as a supporter and a provider. Like I always feel like I wake up a little just like scared for how I'm going to provide for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I worry that no matter how successful I am, how good I am at what I do, how much business I bring in, that it'll never feel like enough.
Do you feel like that comes from like your childhood? Like, Did you
Yes.
grow up kind of with like financial issues or?
I think we grew up just like my dad worked in retail. Like he always was, somebody that relied on customers and people and business and all of that. You comfy?
Yeah, no. I was just sitting up straight.
Yeah. Who always like relied on people and business, and that goes up and down, whether like the market's good, whether we're in a recession. And so I think there was just moments growing up where I didn't know how good we were going to do or what life was going to look like, and making sure my mom, who was a stay-at-home mom for a good bit of our life, like making sure she felt supported and like her job as a mom was respected.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've never wanted to not be able to give that to like my partner. Like if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, if she wants to work, whatever it is, like that we're never going to fight over money, and that like our family's going to feel like they can do the things they want to do, and not like just from like a financial standpoint, but like for sake, like just having a roof over your head.
Yeah.
I feel like buying a home feels so impossible.
Just feeling secure.
Yeah, and safe.
Yeah, feeling secure and safe. That's a big thing for me. Is like, that's one of my fears. Is kind of related to that. Is like never being able to give my mom everything she sacrificed for me. Is like one of my biggest fears. Is like not being able to repay her for putting that roof over my head and making those sacrifices to make sure that I could do the things that I'm capable to do now and being able to give back to her. And like that's why it's like you're probably saying where it's like every day I wake up, I'm like, I have to progress. I gotta
get better.
I gotta get better. I gotta, I hate it always comes down to money, but money's the root of everything. It's like I gotta get this money because I gotta do this and to get to this place.
Save. I want to invest. I want to be able, if my parents ever need a place, like to know that like my apartment that I live in right now, that's never going to support them.
Mm-hmm.
If my brother needs me, like I want to be able to throw it for my brother, like put money aside for him, put money aside for his kids if he wants to have them one day. Like it just is so much bigger than just me. And I feel like I don't know if I'll ever get over that fear.
Yeah. You're a caregiver.
Yeah.
Supporter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got this a few times.
Okay.
What was it like coming out to your parents?
Ooh.
Were they supportive? I love you, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, that was not like, that wasn't me.
Yeah, it was
I do love you, but that was Danny. I just want to clarify that.
Was that Danny, our producer, Danny?
No, you know Danny too?
I know Danny too.
You know Danny?
Danny, yeah. Danny was one of my producers on the show.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Any friend of Danny's is a friend of mine. Danny showed up at one of the events we were doing in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago and like came and partied with us. I love Danny.
Yeah, I was just on the phone with her at the gym. She was like, I gotta call you right now. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm at the gym, but Yeah, it's Danny. Come
Yeah,
on,
we
what
love
you mean?
Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Danny.
Danny's great. How was my parents when I came out? It was not good. So like same with when it comes to love, like everything I do is super intentional. So I never like had any inklings as a kid. I was never like, oh, maybe I'm gay. Like, I don't know. And then I had a friend in college who was like, I don't want to offend you, but I think you're gay.
Just straight up.
I was like, no, I'm not. I'm in a sorority. I've never kissed a girl before. Ba, 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 ba. And she was like, why don't you kiss a girl? And if you don't like it, like I'll take you out to dinner. We'll laugh about it. If not, you might be a raging lesbian, man. And so
I don't want to offend you. But
she's like, you kind of walk like a lesbian. I was like, what are we talking about? It's like, is there a walk?
Yeah.
I apparently have the walk. I don't know. So I was like, all right, screw it. Like I'm in college. I'll try anything. Like I'm open to experiences. I kissed a girl like a week and a half later, and I came out to my parents a week after that. So there was no like warning, no, oh, maybe I caught her looking at something on her computer, like none of that.
Yeah.
So it was shocking, I think, for my parents. They took it really poorly at first, which is super round circle now because they're so supportive.
Yeah.
I think it just was like, is she making the right decisions? Is she sure?
Mm-hmm.
Does she really feel this way? Like, I don't think it ever came from a bad place or like you can't be gay.
Mm-hmm.
But are you sure about these decisions that you make super decisively and super quickly?
Yeah.
And so like I've always said like I lean like mostly women, but I also am a big people person. So if it ever came down to it, like, and I really connected with somebody that wasn't a woman, like I'm not gonna let like body parts get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I could probably figure it out. I think like falling in love is about like the person that you're gonna be with, because at some point like your sex drive drops and partnership kicks in. But they've been really great ever since. We spent like a year after I came out not talking very much. And I stayed mostly in LA, kept to myself. And then therapy, mediation,
Right. Yeah.
having somebody to communicate as like a voice in between all of us, I think got us to a much better place. And now my dad like loves coming to the events.
Yeah.
Like he'll come to all of the lesbian events. He loves them. He's like, I didn't know you guys got down like this. This is a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, Dad, it's a great time. He's like, and nobody looks at me. And I was like, I know, Dad. It's great.
Yeah.
Like it's a party. He's like, I'm drinking tequila and I'm having a time. Like he flies out now. He's flying out to an event with Mal and I in Austin. Like the like event planners know that like there's a good chance Michael is showing up.
Yeah.
He loves it.
I just feel like with parents with like that generation, it's almost like it's just a shock. It's just like an initial shock. They're just not used to that,
Yeah.
And obviously, I have never had a similar experience to that, but I know with my mom, it was like I started painting my nails at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And she was always like, "What are you doing?"
My brother does too.
Yeah, she was like, "What are you doing?" And like, there was almost like I remember, I would like wear eyeliner and I wear skirts or crop tops, and like her friends would ask her like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of your son! Like he just like he's coming out and whatever." And my mom just called me one time at like midnight and was like, "Hey, just wanted to ask you, are you like, I know you're an eclectic person." I'm like, "Mom, I'm straight." Like, it's like,
like I'm coming out to you as straight.
Yeah, like I'm
Here
straight. I just like pay my nails, but it was like the way that I dress and present myself was very like shocking to her. And now we reached to the point where like now she gets her nails done and she's asking me for like nail design and nail tech ideas, and she's sending me photos of her outfits and be like, "What do you think?"
I love that though. Like expression is such a cool thing nowadays, because I think even something I've grown on is like I can dress however I want, and that doesn't have to affect how I feel on the inside, who I want to date, or how I want to love.
Exactly.
Like if I decide one day, I'm like, yo, this is a really cool fashion moment. Like I love this men's set and I want to wear that. That doesn't mean that I need to be a masked lesbian that has to be like a top or this or that. Like it doesn't need to be so structured.
Yeah.
You can get your nails done. I can get my nails done. I could not get my nails done. We could wear street style. We could wear skirts. Like we can do all of these different things, and like I can still feel super feminine, or like I'm the way I want to be in a relationship, and like you can be that too and be a straight guy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be so intertwined. And I think that generation hopefully is like slowly learning that like guys can paint their nails and then go on dates with women. I happen to have always made the argument that if I was to date another guy again, I feel like I would want them to paint their nails because I just like love the idea of going to the nail salon together. I'm like, let's go get our nails done.
Yeah, and like
That's
at the end of the
fun.
day, it's like it's creativity.
You
it's
want to
artistic.
wear you want to
it's
wear a
hygiene.
skirt? Like, let's go shopping together. Like,
Freeing.
hell yes.
Freeing. The breeze is insane.
I know.
I'm like, why wasn't I put onto this earlier?
It's unbelievable. I feel that way about a men's set sometimes. I'm like, you guys, it's the easiest thing to think about. It matches.
Yeah.
You don't even need to put the rest of the outfit together because it matches. Why are women not doing this? This makes perfect sense. Like, I want to button it. I don't want to button it. I don't know. I want to wear some chains with it. Who's to say? It's just like, there's so much exploration. I think if people did that more, we'd have so much more fashion, so much more style, creativity.
It's like this thing I always say, like on TikTok, I would do like thrift hauls from like the store, but I only shop in the women's section. And a line that I always say at the end is like, remember, clothing doesn't have a gender. It's just fabric.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like when you open up an entire, like the dopest stuff I've found has been from the women's section.
Right.
And I know a lot of women are like, some of my favorite shirts, whatever, have been from the men's section. It's like, imagine just going to a store and there was just like, there was no sections. It was
you just
like,
figure out what you want to wear.
Yeah.
You just piece it together. There's a cool shop I'm going to put you on Melrose that I think you would like go hard with. They have like custom designers in there too and like fit things to your body because you're taller.
We're just gonna have a fashion day.
No, we're gonna
have a fashion
do it. Yeah.
spot. We're gonna go shopping.
We're gonna go thrift. We're gonna find some stuff. I like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Best friends.
Yeah, right? I feel like you're one of the people I've met in LA that feels like a normal person. And that doesn't happen very often.
Oh, it's because I'm broke. The minute I get a Rolex and shit, it's over. I'm changing.
Stop.
People are like, don't let the money change you. Oh, it's going to change me. That's why I'm trying to get this money. I want to change. I don't want to be humble and broke anymore. It's not fun.
You could be humble and have money.
What?
You could be humble and have money.
That.
No, you just want to be like whipping around in a
I
Rolls.
want to rip around and just throw wads of cash at people.
I love that for you. If that's what you like, I'm fully supportive.
But not in like a charity way, in like a haha.
Like, take this. I've made it.
Yeah.
Peasants. No, you just
start speaking in ye old English.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a game. We're just gonna. It's kind of like a game. It's more like a reaction game.
Oh yeah.
It's called "Am I the Asshole?"
Oh, love this.
So we're gonna read a story off of Reddit, and we're gonna react and see if this person is an asshole.
Love that.
All right. Bear with me as I read this. I'm really bad at reading.
That's
this
okay.
This is the thing. I think people enjoy watching me read.
I know. I'm like, I'm getting into it now.
Yeah. Once there's like over 2 syllables, I'm like,
tough.
Yeah. There was a word in last time. It was like interpolate, and they're like interpolate, and I was like, right. Did I even say it right the second time? I don't know. All right. Am I the asshole for hating my parents' open relationship and leaving them? First reactions.
Quick reaction.
Quick reaction.
No, you are not the asshole. Like, there's a boundary that parents need to have between their children and them on what their children know and need to be exposed to.
Right.
That's my gut check, but I'm sure I'll be humbled really quick that like this kid is like a tyrant.
Yeah.
Just is like doing awful shit.
Just the worst person
His parents' open relationship is like them having like sex with each other, like being open about their relationship. Like it's not a real open relationship. Please humble me.
I will keep this as short as possible, but ever since I was a child, my mom and dad always brought people home and did the deed, and I was quite oblivious until I was 13 when I walked to the kitchen to get water to see my mom getting screwed by a young guy. What?
Oh, dead to rights.
I was traumatized from what I saw and ran back to my room, and the next morning I told my dad what I saw, and he explained to me what an open relationship is. I disagreed with it, but they said it's what keeps them happy. For many years, I have been forced to stay at my neighbors while my parents go on holidays with their partners, and they never considered me. I have not been on a plane in 7 years or gone on a holiday. I've just been forced to stay at my neighbors, who are very good people, way nicer than my parents, while my parents get to go on holidays, and I've had enough. I'm going to go out of state to my dream college and never contact them again. And I will stay in contact with my neighbors, but would I be the asshole? No.
No.
No. You're like,
Like, not the asshole at all.
You're totally good.
Like,
get the out of
like, literally leave. Do not press go. Do not collect $200. Just go. Like, they go straight to, like, bad people land.
And also, like, why the kitchen?
Like, why? Yeah,
Your
like,
child is why the kitchen?
Separate yourself from that. Like, listen, I'm not saying, like, any marriage, however they want to make it work, marriage is tough. I get it. But, like, if you're going to do that intentionally. Do that at a hotel. Do that at a space that doesn't have your child exposed to, like, really, like, potentially uncomfortable scenarios or scenarios that you haven't even prepared them for. Like, it's not like you just set them up for shock or her. I don't know. Failure.
Mm-hmm.
You are not the asshole.
No, you're not that. That is insane. Imagine just going that you're like, oh, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
And then your mom is just like, you what's man, and then you go to dad, and your dad's like, nah, it's cool. I be doing that shit too. And you're like, what is happening?
You're like, is everybody fucking everyone?
What is going on in my home?
Like, I am a stranger in this home. Yeah. And then to not feel like it seems like they don't have any like bonding experiences with their parents, like whether they go on trips or vacations, like it's okay for your parents to go on vacations by themselves, but like you're not exposing your kid to other cultures potentially, or like making memories with your child because you're too busy worried about your other 7 partners.
Yeah, we're gonna go our friends. Stay at the neighbor's house. Why can't she just stay there? Oh, because she's like young, I guess.
Because it's a kid.
Yeah, because it's a child.
Literal child. But don't worry, like, it's all kosher here. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's insane.
You are not the asshole.
I feel bad that she even thinks she had the right that to be like, am I a bad person?
Honestly, it's like really impressive that like that sort of empathy or like looking outside of yourself even exists for that person to question whether or not that they're the asshole.
Yeah.
Because I would full send be like, I am burning down homes. My parents are assholes.
I would never be able to go to the kitchen again.
I mean, God, could you imagine? Like, you're like, oh, let me cut some cucumbers on this island. My mom just got railed on. Like, that is depressing.
Oh, no.
I know. It's like awful. Like, it's traumatizing enough if you walk in on your parents. Like, walk in on your parents with other people too? Like, what do you do when you go to school the next day? Like, hey, Danny, did you ever see your mom doing this, and this? Like, what's up?
Yeah, God, I'm so lucky that never happened to me.
No, thank God. I don't even think I ever consciously walked in on my parents.
Yeah.
I feel really like I was kept.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't until I was like very old where I was like, does my mom have sex?
You're like, what's happening there?
Like, oh. She did have me.
You're like, ha ha.
That's how I exist.
I knew that the canaries weren't real. Oh man. I feel like I like watched my parents kiss, hug, like love on each other. And that was the exposure that I think kids should get. Because like affection, love, like intimacy, that's good. Mm-hmm. But no, I think there's a line.
Yeah,
or at least there's a line for me. I don't know. Apparently other parts of the world are doing it different.
Yeah. Imagine there's somebody reacted to the story and they're like, oh yeah, you're definitely the asshole. Like, let your parents do their thing. Like, okay, that's how you view life.
Like, okay.
All right. Bombastic side eye. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it was so good to be here.
Did you have fun?
I had a good time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be friends?
We're going to be friends.
Are you best friends?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in LA. You're in LA as of right now. So let's like be normal people in LA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll kick it. Go spa day, shopping.
Done.
And then when Mal comes back, we'll all kick it.
Yes. She'll be back in a few weeks. So if you're around.
And then we're lit.
We'll party.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you want to promote? You got any projects coming up?
Any projects coming up? No, I just say like spread positivity and love. Like be a good person, treat people with kindness, and you know, the rest of the stuff doesn't matter. I don't have anything big to promote. No brands or anything I need to pump. But I'm making some cocktails on Instagram. So if you like find enjoyment in learning some new cocktail recipes, I'm doing my thing over there. But other than that, just be a good person.
Lead with love. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening and tuning in. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review Dom Meets World wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to Past Your Bedtime on YouTube for full video episodes. We'll see you next week. See you.